welcome to my channel. Today I am taping my new baby, my aerial moon, for the very first time. So I thought I would take you guys along and let you see what I do and how it goes. I think it's going to be a little bit more complex than taping a standard aerial hoop because I've got two arches to tape and I also have to avoid where all these little scrolls connect. So we'll see how it goes. My goal, of course, is to make a nice smooth tape that'll have a good grip and also won't get rolled up and unraveled as I use the moon. I have never taped a moon before, but I've got a plan. If you're interested in looking at how to tape a standard hoop, I did a video going pretty in-depth about how to tape a hoop and also set up all of your rigging and understand how the rigging works. So look in the description of this video and you'll see a link to that. And also check out my channel because I have lots of other tutorials and aerial info that you can find on there, and subscribe. I've got my 3 rolls of the Muller sports tape, which is the kind that I normally use. I think this one has a really good grip. It can be a little bit sticky sometimes, but I prefer to be a little sticky than to be a little bit too slippery like you sometimes get with the milled cotton tapes. And it's pretty inexpensive, you can get lots of colors. I have 3 rolls because normally for my aerial hoop, I can do it in 2 rolls, but it's a little bit more comfortable to have the 3rd roll just to make sure that you're not going to run out. So I think that because I have more ground cover on this moon, it's going to maybe take all 3 rolls. We'll see how far I get with them. And today I'm going to do white because I want my moon to be white. And let's get started. I'll start with my first roll. So as always, start at the bottom and go up, because if you start at the top and go down, the way that the tape overlaps is going to want to roll and peel back when you have your hands on it. So when you start at the bottom and go up, you have the good overlap that's going to get pressed down by your hands as you're using your hoop. And my thought is, I'm going to do just this interior side first, and then I'm going to do the exterior, and when I do the exterior, that's going to cover the very ends here and here, because I think that will give me more of the overlap that I want. Already run into a little bit of an issue, and that is the tape, the roll of tape only fits through here. It doesn't fit through close to where I want to start my interior tape. So as I push it through here, because I'm pulling it all over the place, it's getting wrapped up like this. It's not laying flat. So I think what I'm going to have to do is get a nice long piece of tape and then wrap this section and then start with my roll where I have more space to pass through. Hopefully I can get this part on without it getting wrapped around itself too much. Okay, I've got some sketchy wrinkles happening on the first couple of wraps, but now that I'm just a little bit farther in, it's not too bad. Alright, let's try it with the roll again. This is definitely not going to be my smoothest tape job, but I think it'll be okay. So I've reached my first problem point, and what I'm going to gonna do is just, I'm gonna try taking a small piece of tape, just the size of where this connects, and putting it on either side. And that way, if my main tape, the one that's wrapping around, misses a little piece, then it'll be okay because there'll still be more tape underneath. Yes. Okay, I like the way that went. I like the way that that's going. And of course, I just got it really, really wadded. Oh. This is a lot less fun than taping a normal hoop. There's a little sticky part, but for the most part, that is covered. So I think that is the strategy I'm going to use for these other scrolls, is I'm just taking a piece about just the length of where the scroll connects, and I'm going to cover the hoop horizontally with it, and then as I tape over with my normal spiraling tape, that will make sure that I don't have any gaps that get missed, I hope. My scrolls don't connect here, starting with this one, and that one connects, this one. So these three, I don't need to do my little horizontal tapes on. Let's go back to a spiral tape. So now that I've hit a scroll, I'm just gonna go one really long loop of the spiral tape. I would never go this far diagonally. Like normally I'd make sure that each spiral overlaps, but I don't really have a choice here. So I was worried before I even started this tape about using white. I don't normally ever use white because it gets to look very dirty very quickly, but I wanted the moon to be right. I really wanted the moon to be white. So I'm using white, and I'm even more worried about it now because this is not a super fun process. And if I have to repeat it extra times because my tape starts to look dirty, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. When I started filming this, I was like, oh, this video will be really fast. I can get it down to like 1 minute long. Very, very overconfident. Once again, up here, I'm gonna just tear my tape and put it through without the roll, trying to really fit it in here. Oh, that got very wadded. This is a very sketchy taping job that I'm doing right now. So again, that should be funny. Unwrinkle. So there may be a little gap that's left in this area, but it's just gonna have to be that way, I think, because I can't get around it. Let's try the outside. I'm gonna put a bit of the tape over the end, just so it's nice and covered, and then wrap around that. That seems good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I've met where I started my interior tape, and I am going to start going around the exterior. So I'm going to do again a nice long piece, because I still don't have room to put my tape roll through there. I'm still on my first roll, and I've got maybe a third of it left. So this is actually using a lot less tape than I thought it would. I am getting pretty close to the end of my tape, and I think what I'm going to do is stop with this roll And that way I have a nice small roll to finish up on the top here. And I'm gonna start with one of my bigger, fresh rolls so that hopefully I can go farther using my roll and fitting it through the middle with this little roll that's almost done. So I think I'm actually gonna do one tape through the middle of it. Oh yeah! Oh, that worked really well. Oh. Again, right through the middle. And now to the point where I can't fit my tape roll through anymore. So I'm gonna go back to my little one that's almost dead and try to get as far as I can using this little tape roll. Oh, I'm so glad that I saved this little smaller, nearly empty tape roll to use up here because I'm getting a lot farther with it. And I've just now hit the point where I can't fit it through anymore. And what I'm gonna do, I think, is squish it down and try to continue. Come on, little guy, you can make it. Another solo piece. Looks like it's already tangled. At least I am nowhere near running out of tape. It's actually taken, I think, less tape than my normal hoop takes. Nope. I'm gonna try poking it through with my scissors and see if that's any. Oh yeah, that's better. The very last bit, because this is going up, I'm gonna start again on the end like I did before. And I'm going to just wrap a few times, making sure that I get everything nice and covered. And then go up. So now I'm just going around the hoop and I'm gonna try to cover any little bits like here and here that I missed going around the first time. I am going to be so unbelievably careful about not getting this thing dirty. I do not want to have to do this all again just because my tape looks dirty. It's never touching the floor. It's never, ever, ever, ever touching the floor. Okay, she is all taped. And that is the tape that got so twisted I couldn't use it and wasted on the floor. I mean, it's been a journey, this one. It has definitely been much more complicated than a standard hoop tape. I like the way the ends came out with my tape the end and then tape around it method. These spirals, and I think the interior of most aerial moons, is not weight tested on a standard moon. So I've left these untaped because that way if I accidentally put my hand on one, I'll feel the difference and be like, oh right, don't put your weight on those. They probably are okay, but they are not tested, so I definitely don't want to risk it in the air. The only one I did tape is this one because I did have this moon custom made and I specifically asked for one weight tested spiral, and this is the only one that is weight tested and safe to use with my weight. So I will leave that one taped so I know which one it is really easily. In the end, I only used 2 rolls of tape. I didn't use my third roll at all. So even with all the retaping I did and the parts that I doubled up the tape on, I actually used a lot less tape with the moon than I did with my standard hoop, which was really surprising. That's great because now I have this extra roll left over that I can use to touch up if there's a little dirty spot on my tape, or if there's a spot that's sticky, or where I just like some more tape. I think it's come out pretty well. She definitely has a lot of little imperfections, but she's gonna look fine on stage, and I'm pretty happy with it. I will let you guys know how it holds up. That will, of course, be the test, so hopefully she will hold up pretty well, and this tape will last a very, very long time before I have to do it again. Please, please last a very long time.